Lloyd is a normal boy living in a small village called Conlan. He lives with his grandfather and older brother. Their life is pretty mundane. However, all of that changes after a couple of years when Lloyd makes his way to the Zombie Kingdom, where he will be joining a special army when he arrives to his army. He is met by the East Side, which called Murray, who allows him to stay with her while he completes his soldier entrance exams. At first, she didn't care for Lloyd or think much of him, but sees him create a magic crystal. Mary's former master called Alka, who is also the village chief, arrives and orders Marie to take care of Lloyd, as it seems he is actually quite powerful. However, Lloyd has never thought of himself as anything but ordinary. Lloyd runs into a young girl called Selin, who is being attacked by a strange monster. Lloyd uses his strength to defeat the monster with ease, in his presence also lifts the curse that has been torturing Selin since she was a child. This makes Selin fall in love with Lloyd. The day of the exams arrives, and one of the military cadets senses Lloyd's power and sees him as a threat. He is also jealous when he sees Selin talking to Lloyd. In a shocking twist, Murray reveals the truth behind Lloyd's strength. His village Conlan is also located near one of the scariest dungeons with the strongest monsters in the whole country. Lloyd may be weak and ordinary in his village, but for the rest of the world, he is one of the strongest beings alive. The results of the exam arrive, and for some mysterious reason Lloyd is not on the list of future candidates. The army officers Mirtha, Han, and Colleen do not understand why Lloyd failed to pass the exam, since he isn't becoming a military cadet at the moment. Lloyd finds a job in a local cafe, which is owned by a retired royal guard called Chrome. The news of Princess Maria is still being missing spreads through the lamp. Colleen investigates why Lloyd failed the test, and it is then that she realizes he wrote mysterious runes as his answers cell, and is determined to get Lloyd to the academy. So she decides to find Princess Maria and get Lloyd enrolled as a reward. Alka and Maria talk to Lloyd about his plans until the next exam. Maria confides in Alka about her father King, his army, who was being brainwashed into starting a war with the GU Empire. Alka refuses to help as the people from Conlan are way too powerful to get involved in small conflicts. Elsewhere, Selin fights Alan, who is one of the students, but soon Lloyd arrives. Murray shows up in the last second and uses her magic to fly Lloyd away from the battle. With this, she saved Alan, because Lloyd could have killed him in an instant on accident. Lloyd is confused why Marie stopped the fight, but he thinks it's probably because he is too weak. Prone figures out that Maria, which is also Princess Maria. Marie then explains that in 3 days, her father will most likely declare war as summit, but she doesn't know who is controlling his actions, and Chrome decides to help Selin, still in search, for the princess decides to ask help from Maria herself. When Selin realizes that Lloyd lies with Marie, she gets jealous just before Maria reveals the truth about her identity to Selin. Lloyd naively concludes that Maria must be the hero saving everyone, and secrets. Marie uses his stupidity to further cover her tracks. Once Lloyd is out of the room, she asks for help from Rhino and Sellet. Chrome investigates all the assassins who are searching for Marie, and finally finds who is behind the king's madness. It is revealed to be Mirtha Han, and when Chrome confronts him, he admits all his crimes. But that is where things get complicated when Selin, Rhino, and Maria arrive. The king reveals that he is possessed by a demon lord named Abaddon, and that he was controlling Mirkohen. This whole time Murray tries to stop her father with a rune, but he breaks her hand. Murray figures out that while the people of Come On can't interfere in mere mortal conflicts, a demon lord is something Lloyd is allowed to defeat. Meanwhile, Lloyd finds Alan hiding from monsters, and he gives him the motivation and strength to fight and be a true soldier. Falcon is enraged because the monster has interrupted her romantic moment with Lloyd. Rhino in selling with the help of Chrome fight Murthy Mohan. They are able to hold their own until Lloyd arrives. The fight lasts not even a mere moment, as Lloyd defeats Murdo Hand with a single slap. Maria Sloyd to clean the dirt from the king. Lloyd does it, but he doesn't realize that he is using a cleansing room that has such strong magic it is able to cast out the demon Abaddon from the king for a moment. The kingdom has been saved, but Lloyd doesn't understand any of it. The next morning, Shoma arrives in the city, who is Lloyd's brother, but disappears before anyone can see him. Worth when is exiled to Conlan, and the king is cured when he decided to fully focus on witchcraft. Alan, who is grateful for Lloyd's help, submitted himself to his service as payment. Alan also gets Lloyd to fully become a member of the academy. Marie and Lloyd go to a mysterious location, and there he draws a holy sword from a stone. There is a special match between two rivaling academies coming up. Lloyd also learns healing magic with selling. Meanwhile, Maria meets with several students from the rivaling academy. Two sisters called Philo and Mina meet Lloyd, and because of his insane power, Philo attacks him. Rhino is upset and doesn't want to come back home or to the academy. Lloyd takes Rhino on a date to help with her return home. On their date, Rhino reveals that her prosthetic mithril arm was supposed to help her draw a holy sword, but it just ends up draining her magic the following day. Makona tries to compete with Lloyd and prove that she is better, but Lloyd defeats her in an instant later. She goes to Murray to heal her, because she wants to spend time with her as she likes her. The matches between the two academies begin in Rico and Raoul fight, and the prize is the holy sword. Lloyd found the tournament begins and Philo fights Selling. But their match doesn't last long as Philo breaks the rules. The next match is between Lloyd and Mina, and while Mina uses her strongest water magic, Lloyd still wins with ease. Rico and Raoul fight, both using their best spells, but Rico uses a special great spell that causes Raoul to pass out from fear. Raoul is later furious when she finds that the prize has already been claimed. Raoul uses Filler to kidnap whoever took the magical sword, but Philip makes a mistake and steals one of Africa's crystals. Afraid that something has happened to Marie, Lloyd runs to search for her. He confronts Philo, and she demands that they fight until one of them dies. He suggests an arm wrestling match and then defeats her. Philo, for some reason, decides that she wants to marry Lloyd. Now Alan later saves Raoul, and by accident gets credited with saving the entire town. A mysterious wizard seems to have manipulated Raoul and her memories so that he gets his hands on the sword. He wants to master a dungeon, and Conlam. Lloyd takes a part-time job cleaning a hotel. The hotel's owner, called Koba, confides in him that someone or something is attacking the workers of the hotel. Lord 3 Annie, who is one of the most difficult guests in the hotel, talks with Lloyd Freon and meets on of CO Bismates called Kiko. They talk about Koba maybe raising threes in the deep forest. Threes are linked to demon lords. Kiko later accuses Lloyd of having 3 and says he is quite powerful. Pick Iowa tries to drag Lloyd with putting something in his tea, but Kavi drinks, and instead Kick Io runs away in fear of being caught, and the Kova starts to realize maybe her and 3 Annie and are behind the attacks on his worker's cell, and then her father arrive at the hotel. Her father wants her to marry 3 Annie and son, but Lloyd appears just in time. Him and Sal and go on a special date while investigating. Hikayo tries to give Lloyd an antidote massage, but runs away when Selin shows up. Sel and tries to have a moment alone with Lloyd at the hot spring, but then Alka, Murray, Rico, Filio and Mina all show up. Meanwhile, Kiko meets with Monoki 3 online secretary. She reveals that in secrets he was creating the trends. Then she was taken over by the demon lord. Call her okay, Lloyd in her opening fight, but it doesn't last long. Lloyd manages to tear out Booking's demon seed, and then Monoki returns back to normal. Shoma and Alka have an argument, and it is revealed that Shoma has been working with her enemies to find the Holy Sword. Seven's father allows her to continue being a soldier and allows her to marry whoever she wants. Makona is introduced to Shoma and a strange priest called Father Su. Elsewhere, the king instructs Lloyd and his gang to fight and defeat a monster snake in a difficult dungeon. Fathers, who makes the decision that he will be the one to fight the snake first. The gang all under the dungeon, and they are surprised when they find an infected Makona. She is infected by Trained, and she tries to fight Lloyd. She gets the upper hand in battle when Lloyd gets injured protecting Selin and Philo. With the help of his friends, Lloyd finds the strength and finally defeats her. Love giant snake awakens and reveals to be Ritra, an ancient being that is the source of Elka's powers. Sue shows up and kills Ritra, but the snake's soul escapes Insulin's belt that is made of its material. Sue swears he will unleash it. Can land dungeon and then teleports away. The dungeon starts to collapse, so Alka teleports the entire group away to safety again. Alan is hailed as a hero who defeated Ritra. Lloyd remembers that the name Sue is from old Conlon legends, and it belonged to a fierce villain. A celebration is being held to honor the alliance between Jew and a zombie. Alan, as the hero, was forced to fight in an exhibition match at the event. Meanwhile, the gang Aldi from Conlan, they are also joined by a dwarf called Yuk. The group is shocked to see just how much power an average villager of Conlan has. Rico realizes that uncommon dragons are legendary monsters, but just annoying pests to get rid of. All the girls impress Lloyd's family, while Selin feels left out. Murray talks to Earth, often, who reveals that he received a strange egg from a merchant, which is the egg that started all the problems in the kingdom. To make sure Alker remains hold of her powers, the gang needs to bring Rich's body back to life. Also is revealed that the dungeons by Conlan hold numerous demon lords, and the villagers are the guardians in charge of keeping the world safe. The dungeons also keep a mysterious force that if unleashed could change the entire world. The danger is because a virtuous body being destroyed. The dungeons have begun to open. Egg reveals that the holy sword Lloyd found can open the prison, and he also starts to bring back return in the form of an egg. Because of the process, Alka temporarily loses her powers. The moment Allah has guard drops, you is revealed to be a traitor. Her main goal is to open the dungeon. You teleports everyone back to his AMI and closes all portals. She also traps Lloyd and Comline. After a while, Lloyd manages to find Alpha and free her. With a special blaster, Alka teleports Lloyd back to his army. During the ceremonial match, Sue and the king argue about their joint nations taking over the entire world. Mirth often in trauma fight, while Sue reveals he is an artificial creation by Alka. His purpose was to save the world, but after he completed the mission, he couldn't die. Now he wants Lloyd to kill him and give him peace. Suddenly, Lloyd shows up and accuses you of faking Mitra's resurrection. Murray realizes that Lloyd has no idea what is truly happening, but uses his stupidity to defeat you and her creatures. Selen steals the egg from Uganda. Alka arrives now fully powered up, is apprehended by Lloyd. Then somehow Alan is again given credit for Lloyd's heroic actions. Lloyd decides to stay and live with Maria and her friends. This enemy ends here. If you like the video, please like, subscribe, hit the notification button so you won't miss our latest videos, and let us know what you think of the enemy in the comment below.